Well, hi, this is Jacqueline with Nickel and Dime Decor, and I have a sewing channel where I teach beginning sewing, beginning quilting. But this doesn't have anything to do with that. Well, it does in a way, because this message is for my faithful followers, and for those of you that have never tuned in to my channel. I have been very, what's the word? I haven't been producing videos like I should. I don't think I've had one in 2 weeks. And that doesn't keep your followers following you if you're not consistent. But so I would like to explain what's happening in my life. I'm in a new chapter of my life. And my husband and I have been married 58 years. And there's one video on my channel. It's called Addiction Recovery. And that little story will give you kind of some background on my husband and I. But now he has been in very poor health for about 2 years, 3 years. And I'll just name off everything that we're coping with. He has fluid on his lungs. He has a blood clot in his lungs. He has COPD, and he has congestive heart failure. And why we had to go to the hospital 2 weeks ago was that the blood clot developed AFib. So that's another heart condition. And so needless to say, he's a pretty sick guy. Well, we were home in the hospital 6 days, home a week, in the hospital 2 days, home. And during all this process, the heart doctor come in and said, "Sonny, let's talk about hospice." And that word's almost as scary as the word cancer. It sends a pain in the pit of your stomach. It just almost gives you a sinking feeling. But he said, there's nothing else we can do for you. Your heart is functioning at about 25%, and it's struggling. Of course it's struggling with all of this that's come upon him. The blood clot isn't responding all that good to blood thinner, but we're continuing it. But anyway, sitting there, Sonny and I were talking how hard it is for us to go back and forth to the hospital. And until the young lady that represented the hospice that we chose came in and talked to us, I have a little bit of knowledge of hospice, but not just a whole lot. Our son was on hospice only 3 days when he passed away. So I really didn't get a whole lot of that experience at that time. But, and it was later explained, I guess, when we got home. But anyway, I thought there might be a lot of people that are maybe trying to make this decision, if hospice is right for you. I know there's tons of people that's already walked this path, and you've already been there, and you know what it's like. But for those that don't, I thought maybe I could help someone by walking this path with you, if these are the shoes you're walking in. So the very first things they tell you is that there's no more 911. You call them if there's an emergency or something has happened. They're your 911. You no longer go back to your heart doctor. You no longer have your lung specialist. You have their doctor. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that's the policies. When you choose hospice, is what I'm saying is there's no turning back. You will never go back to the hospital. And these are things that you need to know. They take over all of your medications. We no longer have to go to the pharmacy and refill our prescriptions. They take care of that. They will take care of his oxygen, which my husband is in no pain. That he was in terrible pain the last time we went to the hospital, and that's why we went, because he had, we thought he had more blood clots in his arm. His arms were swollen like an elephant's trunk, and hot and knotted, just knotted. Well, the little nurse that we had that we loved so much was a guy, and he said when we got back to the hospital, he took care of us again, and he said he felt like it was the side effects of the heparin, that is such a powerful blood thinner that it does a lot of harm. And his arms turned black, this black as the ace of spades, up to about right there it stopped. Thank goodness. And so that's why we went back the second time. But there were no blood clots. It's just the congestive heart failure cannot pump the blood as it needs to. And it can't distribute the blood as it needs to. So sometimes it pools in the arms. So finding out the reasons for everything helps a little to cope with it. So no blood clots, new ones in the arms, and that was good. They take care of everything. It's kind of, your life is kind of just put into their hands. And life goes around in a full circle. If you haven't discovered that yet, you will. Our son died in 2015, and his daughter's mother-in-law was his nurse, and she took care of him those 3 days. And that at that time she worked in our hometown, and that's where we lived. But now we have moved 45 miles away, and she's also working at a hospice in the town where we're at. So it was a no-brainer to us that we wanted, her name is Pam, and we wanted her to take care of Sonny. And we've known her since she was a child, and that's who we wanted, and that's who we got. And so we felt like that was an answer to prayer, and I could tell you just things, God walks with us every day, and it's new things and new beginnings. It's not all horrible. Good, wonderful things can come. So when she came the first day, we were, and she told us more about what to expect. They do not do IVs. I don't know if you know that. So when the water builds back up on his lungs and his heart, they will just have to take care of it through pills, with pills. And it will, it has on a regular basis, so it will again. But I just wanted to start this. It's going to be a little series, I guess. Didn't want to have to make this series, but when a hand is dealt you, you play your cards. And so this is what we're doing. So to my loyal followers, if I don't get a video to you, please understand it's just because time is all I have to give to my husband. And I have to devote my time to him. And I'm trying to get up before he does for a couple of hours to do work on my videos. So I'll try to get one in, and be patient with me. If I look extremely tired or my hair is a mess, please forgive me. And I'll do a video on this hospice care and this hospice walk that we're walking, one each week, and just update you on everything. And I thank you for your time, and you have a very blessed day.